Hi, this is Robert Scrobe, I'm the organizer of the Global Virtual Design Sprint. And what I'm attempting to do very badly is to start doing these learning modules that are very Spartan in nature. I'm not doing much post-production, making them slick and interesting. I'm really just using them as a vehicle to orient people that have signed up for the Global Virtual Design Sprint to get accustomed to where they should be looking and seeking information. And two, to kind of be transparent about what I'm doing in relation to trying to teach others so that publicly there's no mystery as to what exactly I'm attempting to do. So it's part educational and part exposure to what the Global Virtual Design Sprint is all about. So this particular video is going to be about orienting yourself after you've signed up for the GVDS. So where do you go and what do you look at? So the first thing I'm going to show on my screen, and hopefully this comes out in the recording, is the Slack channel that we currently have for the 5th Global Virtual Design Sprint. This particular one is fairly new in that there's not much there yet. There's just basically a planned networking event that's going to happen either on Thursday or Friday this week, where we can get people from different backgrounds and different places to just kind of meet each other before the event happens in October. This is a suggestion that was made by a few people to get everyone together before we started doing any design sprinting. So I'm taking that suggestion to heart and putting in some networking events at the end of every week around Thursday or Friday, and try to make sure that I can juggle those a bit with different time zones. But if you're first signing up for the GVDS, this is the first place you go, is the Slack channel. There should be a link in the email that you get as a receipt. There should be also a link at the end of the registration. If you don't have that or are wondering how to get into what you're seeing on the screen, and I'll be showcasing where I'm at or how to get a hold of me there. So this is the first place. The second, and this is optional because some people don't really like to go to this space, is not this one, not that one. I'm in the wrong window. There we go. Is this group, the Virtual Design Sprint Events group. Now, the difference between this and the Slack channel is that this one is more public facing. So this is more inquiry in general about different things related to the event. So do you think it's a good idea if we do this? Or other times there'll be promotions for other sprint related activities. So this is more generalistic, and it's meant to also communicate to the alumni of the event what's going on beyond the mailing list. So these are, between this and Slack, are probably where you want to pay your attention. But if you're not into Facebook, for whatever reason you have, then you can skip this altogether. Slack is probably going to be the best thing that you can do. As we start getting into the latter part of the month in September, where we're going to get closer to October, you're going to be seeing a little link pop up here called resources on the virtualdesignSprint.com website. And that resource page will have links to all of the mural templates, the videos that I'm going to be recording here over the next 2 or 3 weeks. And the idea is that it's going to be a one-stop shop, a place where you can get all of your resources without having to look in multiple spots. We used to use Slack for that in previous previous events, but that got to be too problematic with Slack kind of eating old files and not being able to see them. So we're not going to do that anymore. We're just going to use the website as the one place we're going to point people to for any reference materials that you'll need for the event. What you'll need to do in terms of tools is you'll definitely want to get familiar with Mural. We've been using it for the past 3 events. This is going to be 4 events. This is going to be no different with this one. This is just an example. What you're seeing here on the screen is what we used for the 4th virtual design sprint, the one that happened in May. So these are all the participants here. We also used it for challenges, though we're going to be doing that a bit different this time around. But this is something that you'll need to either have at the ready or kind of start this week in terms of understanding how to use it. And you can go to Mural to get some educational materials. I'll be providing some how-tos on certain things related to using the templates for the GVDS. And for facilitators, what I can offer is the ability to have your own member account in my workspace so that you can create your own templates, save them, be able to work within this environment for your particular sprint teams. So keep that in mind if you decide to take on the facilitator role in the event. You have this workspace available to you. I'm a partner with Mural, so I can use this as a way of I use that partnership to give out different membership or member spaces for people that want to be facilitators. Something that's been being used more and more by teams is WhatsApp, and this is a good fallback and in contrast to Slack for teams that want to exchange all their phone numbers and communicate with one another offline, but just for situational purposes. So you're not spending too much time online in general. I'm sure that there are alternatives, maybe more secure, maybe more convenient. But what I'm showing in this video are just defaults that people tend to use in this event. So it's always good to have those on the side, unless you're really like Facebook, you just don't want to do anything to do with WhatsApp for whatever reason. Totally fine. Just discuss it with your team when it comes up. Now, if you need to get hold of me for whatever reason related to the GVDS, or you're having issues with any of these tools, or you're not sure what to do, or you can't get into Slack, the best way to kind of, like I said, to get a hold of me is through my LinkedIn profile here. Apparently I don't have a profile in my browser. There we go. So all you have to do is just either add a connection to me or send me a message. And usually I get those. I usually answer within 24 hours. You could try Slack, but I don't usually get notifications as well as I do through this platform. Again, you can also email me at robert@dallasdesignsprints.com. Now, another thing also, and I don't have this up yet, but I'll put it up here as kind of like a last one, is Zoom. So what we've been doing in previous events is that people usually had some sort of solution like WebEx or GoToMeeting or so on. But if for you need to have your own license, then the event will basically like sanction or kind of partition those out. So if you're a facilitator and need a Zoom ID to be able to put in your own events, we can provide that for you. Or if you use Google Meet, and that's your choice of kind of getting people together, then you can go down that route. We leave it up to the teams to kind of figure out what they'd like to do in relation to communicating with one another. But there is that fallback, like with Mural, Zoom, that we can basically provide accounts if that's the case. And that's pretty much it. So that's really when it comes to kind of general orientation of where things are and what kind of apps you can expect to get involved with. What would really help me is that beyond me figuring out what to do next in terms of these videos to help with understanding what the GVDS is, how to get prepared by your role and so on, is to post in the video, send me some feedback after you watch the video. Anything that you think would be good for subject matter, I already have a lot to kind of reference through a couple of resources like the learning board we did last time, and some requests that are currently outstanding for educational material on how to do certain things. So I'll work through all of those in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But again, if you have any suggestions, please feel free to go ahead and let me know what those are. Okay, so hopefully this is going to be one of many videos that will help you out with the Global Virtual Design Spread. If you're not signed up for it yet, then I definitely encourage you to go to, or just to do a search for announcing the 5th Global Virtual Design Spread. Or if you don't know where it is, I can send it to you as well. But yeah, so this is the first of many. Hopefully they'll be more entertaining than this one. And I really appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. And we'll see you probably tomorrow for a couple more. Okay. Talk to you later. Have a good night. Have a good day wherever you are.